Borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the envelope in talk radio. Listen to him extend the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as far as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher. No Borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the envelope in talk radio. Listen to him extend the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as far as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher.
Well, thank you very much, and a very pleasant evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and to the world, everybody who is tuning to No Borders with me, Garth Christopher, on YouTube and on Facebook, and soon to be on X and on TikTok and on the other platforms. All right, I want to thank you very much again for supporting this program. All right, let's get to work. Now, last night we had some difficulty with our start. I don't have a producer and operator tonight. It's I alone, so nobody to help me in terms of if I find myself in any difficulty. So I would like you, my viewers, my friends, if perhaps you can let me know somehow if you're hearing the sound and if everything is okay. All right, I'm hoping that everything is okay. I'm hoping everything is okay. Let me see if everything is okay here. All right, so last night, are you hearing me? Hearing me? Okay, I hope everything good. All right, nice. Okay, it seems as though everything is okay. Nice, beautiful. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get to work. Now this evening I saw a post by Dr. Kirk Mego, who is the PRO of the current NATEX, and therefore a staunch supporter of the Kamala Persad-bisessar and the star team. It's a kind of it's extremely divisive, and it's a kind of deadly kind of post. You know, you kind of remind me, like, you know, of one of those extremist right-wing, well, ultra right-wing coalition partner of Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel, who just want to cleanse the Palestinians and cleanse Gaza. And this is what Kirk Mego is pushing. You know, he's talking about the Ma Saba wants to take over the UNC, and he went into some form of history, and of course he now reposted that. He's promoting it, of course. You repost something is because you are agreeing with what the author is suggesting, is saying, is promoting. So some bowler something, and Kirk Mego reposted it, and it's very, very divisive. It's like they were, you know, it's like they want to almost put members against each other. And this is what I was saying to you last night, ladies and gentlemen. We are sure that if the star team were to be re-elected, we are sure as night follows day, the UNC will be split straight down the middle. And the PNM is going to pass straight through. Because what is going to happen, I haven't heard this from Parry or from the United Patriots. This is not a United Patriots policy, but I'm a political observer and a political commentator. What I believe is going to happen if the United Patriots is not successful, God forbid that the United Patriots is not successful in their bid on Saturday next week, Saturday, God's willing, the 15th. God forbid that they're not successful, because trust me, ladies and gentlemen, the UNC is going to split straight down the center. This is what I think will happen. Now, Parry and his team will be very fresh. They are UNC. They love the UNC party. They love our country. They are patriots. We know them. We know they are patriots. I've heard them before even this whole internal election started. I've followed them. I know them. We see the great work, Anita Haynes has been doing for education. You feel she putting forth all those all those educational policies for herself or for her constituents. It's always for the nation. She has contributed a lot of the policies, the educational policies of the current UNC, and that Kamala Persad-Bisessar speaks to on her political platform is really from Anita Haynes. If you understand what I'm saying. So, it's bright people and patriots who mean to get our country developed. So they are young, they are active, they wouldn't go over to the PNM, but people like Michaela Pandey, and they would see, but wait, Parry and these people are really patriots, and they really want a better united national Congress, a stronger UNC for a stronger TNT. So they might very well approach them and try to say, hey, let's form something. Let's form not a new party or anything, but in other words, let's keep the pressure on the current UNC and on Kamala Persad-Bisessar and them to really see if we can strengthen our party. I just believe there would be some kind of a arrangement between the two, not to further divide or to destabilize the party, but to actually bring the forces together. And what might very well happen is Kamala and her star team might be forced to come together with Parry and Michaela, because if they don't, the UNC will be split down the middle. But what would happen in such a case is there will be a kind of a, I hope it doesn't happen, but there might be a kind of a two camps, like two man rat in one hole kind of thing, and that mightn't augur well. The PNM might want to exploit that. That is, if the star team wins. On the other hand, if the United Patriots were to win, then I am sure that Parry and Anita Haynes and Rodney, and all of them, Rodney Charles is a diplomat. Parry is a man understands, He's a businessman, the best talent. Kyle Taklal Singh and Larry Lala and all of these men are skilled in negotiating and negotiation where, I mean, they are lawyers, they are high-flying lawyers, big-time lawyers, Rambly, all of them. They know how to negotiate, so they more or less, you know, would want to negotiate for the best people to be on a solid team, and they could sit down. So they would sit down and they would negotiate with everybody and come to a scene and bring the UNC family together. As I said, it is much better to vote for the Parry-led United Patriots, because I am sure they are going to bring the UNC family together. Unlike if the star team wins, there will be a split down the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, consider what I'm saying. And I'm very serious. I need to keep repeating that to you over and over and over, because that's reality. And ladies and gentlemen, so Kirk Megu is pushing this division. By God, have mercy. Why these people keep pushing division when they're supposed to be pushing unity? Unity. You know, you're talking about this. Please. He's talking about. That's my little son. He coming in on me. All right. That's the vibes and the negative energy that the star team is pushing. Kirk Megu can only push this negative vibration if Kamala is telling them to do it. And I'm urging you, our loyal members, and our patriots of our great party, those of you, I was not there in 1988 or 1989, to who stood up in the mud in the Arangwe savannah. I was not there, but you stood up, and your parents told you that they stood up. It is time now for you to stand up again in this mud of division that the Kamala-led star team is pushing. Stand against that. And stand with Parry and his United Patriots, because if you don't, I cannot emphasize it more, if you don't, the PNM is going to win the election. How do I know that? Look at what happened in the past 10 years. The UNC has won nothing significant to prove that they are able and capable of taking power in 2025. They have done absolutely nothing to prove that. So why believe them? Why believe what they are saying now, that, hey, they are poised to take power? No, they are not. They are not poised to take power in 2025. Everything is showing that they are in a position, in a weakening position to lose terribly, ladies and gentlemen. Some people are looking at the Tobago seats and saying Farley and them are going to take the Tobago seats. Really? How are you so certain? Remember, while Farley and they would have started strong. They started strong in 2021 or 2022 when they won 14-1. They started strong, but then 8 months later, they divided and they bust up and they mash up. And they are weak now. The Tobago people are different. The most amount of seats that Tobago can get, that Farley and they can get, is the more iffy of the two Tobago constituencies. So the most amount of seats they can get is 1. So if they cannot get the 2 seats, Tobago is not going to give Farley and they. Remember, Farley and they into real bacchanal, real kangatang. Seriously, the Tobago people are different. Tobago's electorate is different. They're not going to just give Farley that. Farley and they have to work hard for that. So do not for 1 second believe that you would Fali and they go win the 2 and they would take away 2 from PNM 22 and PNM go be 21 and then 20. So Fali and they go come and join forces. Let me tell you something. Even if Fali does that, and he's not going to do that, he is not going to win the 2 seats in Tobago. Tobago people are different. Don't watch that politics and think Tobago, Fali and them going to just take away those 2 seats. No, they are not doing very well. Fali and they are not doing very well. Had they not split up with Watson Duke, if they didn't have a bacchanal, and they were together strong still, then for certain they would have won the 2 seats. And even if that was the situation, then knowing the kind of person Watson Duke would have wanted his 2 Tobago seats to make him the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So don't feel, even if Fali gets 1 seat in 2025, or even if he gets both seats in 2025, and Rowley and them end up with 20, and Fali and them say, okay, we're going to join with the UNC to form the government. Fali and their demands are going to be so huge, ladies and gentlemen, so huge. So to avoid all of that, the best bet is for us, the UNC, come together so we can, I telling you, a stronger UNC, meaning a UNC that is united and knitted together and strong, will defeat the PNM in Trinidad, and there will be no need for anybody, whether Fali with 1 seat, Fali with 2 seats. And I'm sure the politics is pointing to Fali not getting any more than 1 seat in Tobago. So you UNC people and people who are fooling you and telling you, look, don't worry yourself, Fali and I'm going to get 2 seats in Tobago, and Rowley and I'm going to up at 20, and Fali and I'm will come and join up with the UNC. As a matter of fact, who tells you that this current UNC is going to get all the 19 seats that we now hold? Who guarantee you that? Where the statistic proves that is going to happen? If not statistics, where's the political analysis? Where is the political argument? Show me. Make your case that we are going to retain our current 19 seats. There is none. There is no guarantee. Okay, so you need to really rethink that and do not buy. I do not want you to buy that the dreams that Jolene John and they have been selling you. These people sell dreams. I remember many of you and most of you who would have interacted in the 2020 general election campaign, especially if you spoke to Jolene John and other members, hierarchy members, they would tell you the message, the talking point was in 2020 was, the Warrior Cell, we're going to win the election, the electorate fed up of the PNM. They fed up of the PNM. Hey, stop it. Hey, stop it. It did not happen. Yes, they fed up with the PNM, but not because the electorate, the population is fed up of the heavy burdens that the PNM is laying on the population, like raising gas 5 times, and the crime situation, and the higher food prices, and the higher cost of living, and the terrible state of our economy, and the unemployment state, especially among our young people, our educated young people who are looking for jobs, and all of that kind of stuff, and the terrible healthcare system and education system. I mean, our healthcare system is not the worst. It is fair, but it is bad given the amount of resources that we have and the amount of resources that we put into our system. It can definitely be much better. They can deliver a much better healthcare system. in Trinidad and Tobago. Our education system is not good. Look at the amount of young people we churn out. We churn out over approximately 20,000 of our young people graduate every year from secondary school. How much can hype and yappa and civilian conservation corps absorb? How many out of the 20,000 can they absorb? If they absorb half, and I know for sure they are not absorbing half, but even if they absorb half, what the next 10,000 is going to do? And when you look at our education system, it does not cater for children who have autism and on the spectrum of autism, on the spectrum, and those who are dyslexic and those who have learning difficulties, and those who, even though they have different learning abilities and different learning styles, and they have different aptitudes. They may be more inclined to sports, to culture, and to the arts. There is nothing in our system that is organized and focused in taking them into and pointing them into that direction. What about those who are interested in business? They might do an accounts course, a principles of business course, but what is there? What is there for them to further their business interests and stuff like that? Don't tell me Netco. These things are for party hacks and party supporters, and sometimes not even party supporters, the small party supporters. These things are designed for a few people. So our education system in Trinidad and Tobago is terribly lacking. And if you listen to Anita Haynes, the kinds of things that she says, the policies that she has, and she will be working. I mean, she's not the education officer. She's not vying for the education officer role in our new NATEX. It's Shanta. Shanta is the one who is going for that. But my point is, we have the people, we have the resources in the United Patriots that can take our country forward. Rushton Paré is into business. Now let me introduce to you the United Patriots slate. All right? Let me introduce to you. Now Rushton Paré, we know, is the leader of the slate. All right, we know he's a businessman. He has taken his family micro enterprise many years ago, and he has grown it into a multinational company. He's doing business locally, regionally, and internationally. The man has over 300. He has hundreds of employees. He manages, he doesn't manage hundreds of employees, 100 employees. He has to manage 200 and 300 employees. Which business employs 200 and 300 people? That has to be a big business. Rushton Paré is a man. I mean, I didn't know this about the man. We didn't know this, but that is what the man is into. The man is a businessman. And the man is high into technology and data transformation and that kind of a stuff. I hope he's not a hacker. But my point is, ladies and gentlemen, the man is a businessman, very organized. He produces results. Now, he brought his business, his family micro enterprise, into local, regional, and international business. I remember, Kamala said her parents had a roti shop when she was younger. I don't know if Kamala is into business. I don't know if at the side she has continued at a roti shop, and there's a big roti shop in Penal now. I don't know. Perhaps those of you can tell me. I'm not beating her down if she didn't continue family business, but my point is, Rushton Paré is a man who knows about continuity. He knows about growth in business and in organization. Don't feel because you're a businessman, you know, that to be a proper and a good, successful businessman, you have to know about organization. And that is what he's bringing to the table. Organization of the party, ladies and gentlemen. Julian John is this big CEO and whatever, but she has brought disorganization and hate to the party, division to the party. Russian Parry, on the other hand, is going to bring organization, and he's going to bring unity to our party. That's the difference. Okay? So Russian Parry is the leader of this United Patriots. Then we have Dr. Rai Ragbir. We know him as a medical doctor. As I think he practices his medical he has his medical practice in the Southland or someplace like that. I don't know much about that, but we know him. Kamala and they had chosen him to be a deputy political leader. So why talking bad now and say he's a PNM or he ain't good? You chose the man. As a matter of fact, he was also the treasurer, Kamala's treasurer at just the other day. He was one of Kamala's 3 deputies just the other day. So why he's bad now? And he's a PNM now. It just doesn't make sense. You know, because he's now saying, hey, we want to form the government, and the way you've been doing it, you are not poised to form the government. So we have Rai Ragbir as another deputy political leader. All right. Then we have Anita Haynes. We all know Anita Haynes. She's a darling of Trinidad and Tobago. Even PNM people loves Anita Haynes. Young people just love Anita Haynes. But they didn't just love her because she's beautiful and young and articulate and stuff like that. Because she's bright. She's brilliant. She's brilliant. She's balanced. And she brings a sense of freshness and you know, fresh blood and a sense of you know, that kind of corruption free, you know, she's not tainted. You understand what I'm saying? You know, she has no skeleton in the closet or in the public that we know of. So, you know, people like her. And she has something to offer. She's not just a talker. You see her working in her constituency. You know, and I believe under her leadership, you know, of the United National Congress, I believe our party will really be a stronger UNC and a force to be reckoned with. And the PNM they really cannot deal with them in terms of on a political campaign trail. They can't say anything about these people. They would just continue the lies that Kamala and they are peddling right now. And we know it's lies because Kamala and they are not proving anything. They are just saying stuff. Okay? So we have Anita Haynes. She's for deputy political leader. Then we have Larry Lala. We know Larry Lala is one of the heavy hitting lawyers, attorneys of Trinidad and Tobago, in so much that the other day he was even made senior counsel. He was given silk. He was awarded, not given, he was awarded silk. This young man, as a young man, he even was a judge and all that kind of stuff for a period of time. Okay, so we know Larry Lala. We have heard him already. He's he seems to be very strict, no nonsense, you know, kind of a person. He stands up for what is right and the law and the Constitution. And no doubt about it, Larry Lala is a man who is going, as chairman of the United National Congress, he will steer a good ship. As he says, he wakes up 4 o'clock every morning and he has a routine. You know, he's that kind of fella. I mean, you know, for you to be a lawyer and a senior counsel, that you have to be a hard worker and you have to be really organized and that kind of thing. So, you know, young men like Larry Lala and they who are there, these are people who we already know and we already like. The population, you know, what you going to say about Larry Lala? The most you could say about Larry Lala is, boy, He is very respectful even to the opposition. Some people say he and Faris is friends, so that makes him a PNM. Jesus Christ, the men that went to the same school will tell me no shipping is because I see Wade Mark and Stuart Young making big laugh and hug up in during the 2014 general local election. So because Stuart Young and Wade Mark hug up and laughing like if there's real pally. If you see Wade Mark a big, sorry I don't have the clip here, a big hearty laugh, I'm telling you. You swear them fellas and them to sit down and drink together and eat together and as friends. So what you say? So what you say about Larry Lala? Because he's respectful and he respects everybody and stuff. I mean, these men, they are lawyers. They are they are big in the business. So come on, don't tell me I can't communicate with them. Okay? So then we have now Larry Lala is for chairman. Alright? Then you have German Abdullah for vice chairman. Now, we don't know much about her because, she not in the forefront and in the big league in that kind of a sense. However, she has been a party stalwart, a UNC stalwart from, serving as chairman of the San Fernando West Executive. She worked with Sadiq Baksh. I mean, the original Sadiq Baksh, who was the party organizer for Pandey, who is, a formidable election machine himself. So you went with people like German Abdullah and they in the UNC NATEX as vice chairman and stuff, bringing that kind of a history of party organizing, party organization and stuff like that. Who served as chairman of the constituency, who worked at Sadiq Baksh. She even worked with Carolyn C. Persad-Bisessar when she won under a COP UNC Alliance ticket, their People's Partnership ticket, but it was COP, so she was there even recently with John Ali Bokas under the UNC for the local government election. German Abdullah was there. She was part of it. So these people are bringing, they are bringing goods and credentials to the UNC NATEX. So don't feel, because we don't know some of them in under the national limelight that, they are nobodies and they are bringing nothing to the table and Para just pull a pickup side. No, this UNC United Patriots is not a pickup side. It's people who the UNC approved. I mean, for you to be a chairman of a constituency, the UNC had to approve. Camilla and Day and Jolene John, and they had to approve you. So it's really pure, utter nonsense when they come and they say that Paris team is PNM. It just does not make sense. They were your people just months ago. So we have German Abdullah as vice chairman. All right. Then we have the policy and strategy officer, Kyle Taklal, saying, well, we know this brother. He is becoming, if he isn't already, a household name and a national figure. He has won a lot of cases. I mean, you're talking about high cases, even with the sedition case. Even he, along with Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, went to the Privy Council and they dealt with the sedition case. And that has changed the whole landscape. Even here, Ramesh Maharaj talking today about it's hard to prove that Kyle Taklal Singh said that. Why he said that? Because he was there with Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, the Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, ladies and gentlemen, the great. I have tremendous respect for Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj. A lot of respect. I love the guy. You understand what I'm saying? And Kyle was with him and others. I think Danish Rambali was with he was part of that team too. So Danish and Kyle and they were with Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj with this sedition business. Apart from that, Kyle Taklal Singh is a man fought with Victor Roberts and the police had to apologize to Victor Roberts for not giving him permission to march and stuff like that, and on time and all these things. So the whole, I mean, Kyle Taklal Singh, the kind of pieces of legislation and the kind of cases that Kyle Taklal Singh has fought in his young career already, he has already made tremendous contribution. A great, well, not great as yet like Ramesh and them, but he has already made a substantial contribution, a solid contribution to the law profession. He was part of that movement as a young man already. So he has a bright future. And if you listen to him on the campaign trail, the guy has a brilliant political future ahead. He's a powerful speaker. And he's not just a speaker, he's an actor. And plus, he does a lot of charity work. Like the other day, a woman who was being put out, and because she from her house, her niece, I think, and she couldn't get legal aid and what have you. Kyle stood up for the lady, and you know what? She won. She was the order to put her out was rescinded. So he does a lot of charity work as well, and more work, as I told you. I even see him with the bakery, this last thing with who buy a pie and bite a pie and that thing. He's a lawyer, so I don't know. He, like everybody calling Kyle right now. My point is, Kyle, as the policy and strategy officer of the United National Congress, we know him, and we know the quality and caliber of individual that we are putting here. We know the people who we trust, all right? Now, you also have the education. The education officer is a young person by the name of Shanta C. Persad, Shanta Devi C. Persad. She's young. We don't know her that much. But at the end of the day, when you listen to her credentials, I mean, she was all of these people. Listen to me, it's really foolishness. What Kamala and they coming out with, when they're talking about them as PNM, Shanta and they were youth officer and members for years on the Dabadi or Mira UNC executive and all that kind of stuff. Youth parliamentarian, she even maybe judged youth parliamentarians, and I mean, she was heavily involved in the youth parliamentary thing. So these people, education officers, she's well poised. She knows exactly how to organize the UNC, and one of her big projects is to reintroduce this much touted but never executed party school. So Shanta C. Persad, young, vibrant, energetic, young blood. People are eager, and who are young UNC stalwarts. You understand what I'm saying? Young UNC stalwarts. So Shanta Persad, I introduced to you as the education officer. So it's not a pickup side. And listen to me, with these people, I have not gone into academic credentials. I haven't gone into it. Isa Dunsey head, them and Duns. These are brilliant people. Bright people who went to, Kyle went to, I think it's he does boast about the KRC. You know what I'm saying? He's a KRC boy and them kind of stuff. And I dare not, I mean, Anita Haynes, and they were, I think, national scholarship winners, and there's all kind of masters and doctorate and who are this and who are that. So I instead of going into there, I talking about people who into the UNC workforce for a long time, who have been and the NATEX, and who have been this, and who have been in the constituency executive, and who run campaign. Look, Shanta was involved in campaigns in Dabadi Omira, one of those eastern constituencies or something like that. So these are people who know the stuff, who involve and engage. So don't feel it's greenhorns. You understand what I'm saying? Then we have the research officer. The research officer, Jason Ali, a current UNC counselor for Faizabad. So how could Kamala say that these people are PNM? How Jolene John and they saying these people are PNM? These are current, and I think a second time current UNC counselor. Kamala and they screened him and they make him counselor. Not a PNM counselor, but a UNC counselor. Yeah, just in 2023. August 14th, yes, this same Jason Alley. Well, besides Jason Alley being a current UNC counselor, Jason Alley is a young statistician. I telling you, he good. I like Jason Alley. Yeah, Jason Alley is good. Jason Alley knows, nah boy, he good. When coming to numbers and strategies, I listen to him already. And listen to me, I don't just hear your words. I want your actions to match with your words. Jason Alley moved a victory, Pfizer did his seat victory from 100 votes to over 800, using a statistical strategy. And he's a mathematician. Them fellas and them know. So my point is, it's quality people. Quality people. Listen to me. These people can form the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, they can. Jason Alley and they are brilliant young minds. These are the people that Parry is offering. It's not a pickup side. It's not a pickup side. And these are people who have achieved stuff. They know what they're doing. Parry knows what he's about. Parry is a man really understands how to build an organization. And I always hear Parry says, listen, as a businessman, to me at the end of the day, it's bottom line. The bottom line is profits. And I know how to select the best people for the job. And believe what I'm telling you, many of you may not know these people because they are not frontline and national figures per se. But Parry really sat down and studied and put together a brilliant team. Jason Alley, ladies and gentlemen, for our research officer in this new election coming up here. The elections officer is William Archie. Now, you all know William Archie is a UNC stalwart. Again, he worked in the San Fernando West constituency with Sadiq Baksh, with Carlin C. Persad-bisessar. He and Juminad Abdullah worked together. And I tell you, apart from that, William Archie was on the NATEX, not only at constituency level with Juminad Abdullah and in San Fernando West. William Archie served as NATEX treasurer for maybe about 2 terms. Kamala selected him, yes. Plus, William Archie is a hard-working man. And the hardest working man I ever come across in the UNC is William Archie. Talking about total commitment to the party. Yet, Kamala and they calling people like William Archie and the UNC. All the UNC broadcasts. When Kamala, when the COVID hit, and everybody offline and nobody can go on and no gathering, it was William Archie and his social media organization, institution. As a matter of fact, William Archie's social media organization is to UNC itself is now an institution because it is William Archie's contribution, and he does all this thing without a pay. He's a businessman too. He's into big into computers and stuff like that. He has a business, and he brought his stuff, and his business acumen and his technological skills, and he brought it into the UNC, and he made his contribution, and he kept the UNC alive during COVID, where we had all the virtual meetings. William Archie. Yet they want to say that Parry's hard-working, brilliant UNC. Each of them are like UNC, are like institutions in the UNC. But they want to call these people PNM. desperation. That is a low blow. William Archie, ladies and gentlemen, Pata Pari's team. These are the kinds of people, this is the caliber of people, totally committed people you want to call PNM. Could you imagine? Skillful. Archie was a teacher for years, you know, so don't feel as hand-to-mouth people who come in here looking for a handout, you know. These are business people and people who know the stuff. Come on. William Archie, ladies and gentlemen. Then, coming up now, we have the treasurer. The treasurer is Curtis Manchun. I think he's Dr. Curtis Manchun. I stand corrected. This man has been in the UNC's executive for many years. I can't remember the position. But Kamala and they had demands to call these people PNM is again. It's craziness. Now this man does for his living. He goes all over the world doing lectures on business and the economy and all that kind of stuff. So these are traveling people. These are people who know their stuff. So, I mean, Pari put together a team. And a team that if, you know, that once you vote next week, Saturday, God's willing, and you vote them into the NATEX to form the next NATEX, which is going to take our party forward and our country forward. If Rowley calls a snap election, many of them are ready to form the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So don't feel as greenhorns and people. No, and there are people waiting in the wings. There are people waiting in the wings that Pari can pull together. Remember, Pari is a man knows how to build organizations and institutions. He's a man has hundreds of employees and many businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, all right? So we have Curtis Manchun, another UNC stalwart who they're calling a PNM. He's part of Paris United Patriots. They are ready and poised and able, very capable of forming any government, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So Curtis Manchun is for the treasurer. Now, we have party organizer, right? Party organizer. If anybody, this Rasta man here, this Rasta man, Henry Awong, I remember seeing this Rasta man since he young. His beard was black, now his beard gray, but he always had the hair tie up so in a turban kind of thing. This man used to be in UNC since in when Ramesh Maharaj was the MP for Tabakit. No? Since Ramesh Maharaj was the MP for Tabakit, this man was around, no? And he gave first stint, I think, as councillor. And ever since Kamala, the man was on Kamala executive, and the man is chairman of the UNC executive in Tabakit. For years, Kamala made the man councillor again. Kamala made the man the chairman of the Kuva Tabakit Talpara Regional Corporation. Yet because the man is on Paris slate, you want to come and say, Awong, Henry Awong, UNC Henry Awong, Tan PNM. How ridiculous could Jolene John and Barry Padarat and these people be? Our party organizer, ladies and gentlemen, the UNC stalwart, and he's currently the vice chairman of the Kuva Talparo Regional Corporation, and Ryan Rampersad is now the chairman. Ryan Rampersad was the vice chairman, and now, you know, Kamala and they promoted thing. This is not sour grapes. The man realized, hey, we want to get into government. So he gone with Rushton Parry and the other dynamic team members because he wants everyone to form, and we don't want the PNM to win again. Because if the PNM wins again, I'm telling you, Jed, the UNC could disintegrate, and there will be a lot of broken pieces, fine broken pieces that are going to be difficult for the new people like Kyle and Nathan and Shantan, these young people who would still want to it will be harder for them to take up these broken pieces. So we gotta vote for them in this next week Saturday, please God. We have to vote for them to ensure that the UNC does not disintegrate. And anytime that happens, ladies and gentlemen, and PNM wins the election in 2025, bet your bottom dollar PNM will be in power for no less than 25 consecutive years. Believe what I'm telling you. And we don't want to imagine the state that our country will end up in. So Henry Awong, ladies and gentlemen, party organizer. All right. Then you have the international relations officer, Diochan Ramjit Singh. To be quite honest, I don't know him, but I trust Pari's judgment. I trust Anita's judgment. And don't feel it's Pari alone pulling people. He has a team. So if Pari put him there, I'm being honest. I don't know the guy. I'm not lying. I don't know the guy. But I trust Pari's judgment. I believe Pari really pulls the best team together. So, Diochan Ramjit Singh as the international relations officer. All right. Then we have the Northeast regional representative. Now Jazino Rigsby. We know Jazino Rigsby the other day he's a UNC stalwart too. He functioned in the UNC for years up in the east. Jazino the other day, I think just this local election going there, in Arima, he tired, And then after a recount, I think they say he win, and then after the thing they say he lost, and whatever. So the situation is, Jazzy bring the thing close. So draw. Or lost by a few. So Jazzy and these men know how to battle on the field. They know how to win, Them fellas know how to win. And what we want winners. We want winners. We want winners in the NATEX. We want people who not only function in a safe seat. We want winners. People know how to win. But I don't know how to win nothing. Khadija Amin and them know how to win nothing. Nothing. Monilal and them know how to win nothing. Dave Tanko and them know how to win nothing. Kamala know how to win nothing. And Julian John know how to lose elections. David Lee and them know how to win nothing. Them get safe seat. You might say Point-A-Pierre is not a safe seat. Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm closing in on the time. So let's go. So you have Jazino Rigsby for the eastern side. Then we have Northwest Regional Representative. We have Ricky Shacklin. All right. We don't know him much, but he is down in Diego Martin. I think he's the vice chairman of the current Diego Martin UNC. Again, how you go call he? How you call he? A PNM. These are men who have been working in the trenches for years in PNM strongholds. So after these men labored in PNM strongholds and get all kind of licks from PNM people and stuff, you're gonna come and call these people PNM. Come on, how silly can that be? Then you have South Regional Representative. All right, you have Imran Wayne Mohammed. Imran Wayne Mohammed is a UNC stalwart. I mean, he has been in charge of the Naparima constituency executive. He has worked with NATEX. He has worked other parts in other groups and organs of the UNC party. He's a Rodney Charles man in the sense of in that Naparima southern area there. I mean, these men have serious machine in place. So don't feel these men, newcomers and they don't know what to do. These men are very competent people when it comes to organizing a constituency and running a country. I mean, he sat under Rodney Charles for years. As Rodney Charles, we know, is, I mean, he helped Rodney Charles with research and notes. So these men are very, very capable, very capable. Plus, he's a UNC stalwart. So these men are poised. These members of this Para United patriots. They are poised to do good and do great work. All right. Then we have Central Regional Representative. We have Dr. Roshan Ali. Dr. Roshan Ali. I mean, we don't know him much. I don't know him much. All right. But again, I trust Para's judgment. I trust Para and Anita and Rodney Charles and Ryan Day and Taklal Singh and Lala, when they come together as their head body and they choose people, they know their stuff. I remember I don't mingle much into the whole UNC South thing and you understand that connection. They are there. I quite don't get move over here. All right. So they know the movers and shakers of the UNC. So they work with these people. All right. So Dr. Roshan Ali. And then we have the Tobago Regional Representative, all right, and is Chanel Roberts. Well, we know Chanel Roberts. That's Victor Roberts' daughter. And we know the kind of a machine that Victor Roberts has in Labre and that kind of stuff, all right? And even Chanel Roberts, in the last local election, she nearly beat the PNM person, because, I mean, she got, I think, about 900 and something votes, Never in the history of the party a local council got that amount of votes. So these are young people who experience, and she is going for the Tobago representative, all right, coordinator. So these people understand the system and the challenges and the rewards of hard work, because she worked hard and she brought the thing closer. What we want is winners. We want people who know and understand how to win and how to improve and stuff. That's a kind of a team that Para has pulled together, ladies and gentlemen. And I thought that I needed to introduce them to you. I mean, we could talk about comparing them. We could compare them and stuff like that. But I'm not going to do that tonight. All right, I just wanted to introduce them, and I just wanted you to know that Para is a man who has pulled a solid enough team together that if a snap election were to be called, and he has others waiting in the wing, that he can pull and call upon to form a strong government, ladies and gentlemen. And trust me, once we win this internal election, other people who fear victimization at the moment, other UNC people who fear victimization at the moment, they would come in and they would make themselves available. And I trust the Para and this team here, this United Patriots, that they will make the best judgment and choose the right people to, as an alternative government, and they would choose the right candidates to go up for the general elections and stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen. So don't study Kamala and Jolene John and them with the nonsense about who is PNM and these people are PNM. These people are not PNM, because as I've just proven to you, they were all working for the UNC just under 2 months ago. So to call these people PNM now is really ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right? So I just wanted to do this live tonight to introduce these people, and I just want to let you know that a stronger UNC is a stronger TNT, and don't put God out of your thoughts and vote back in that failed NATEX, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to be more of the same. And as Kamala said, we cannot encourage the status quo. We cannot encourage the status quo, because at the end of the day, is mothers need food for the children. They need to send their children to school. We need water. We need adequate water supply. We need changes in our laws, and we know UNC is always very big and strong on bringing more laws to deepen and strengthen our democracy. And you know, with men like Kyle and I mean, I have to call out Kyle, because if you look at him, he's a man always into constitution and the things that he did, the work that he does. As I follow him, he really he's a young man I admire, because he has this interest. The man even had a program on the Mahasabha, and he always discussing the constitution and trying to make it better and stuff. So, and that attract me to him, and with these people around, I know they would, Larry Lala and Rambali and these strong attorneys around, I know they would want to make our country into a better country. They would introduce laws that will benefit our people, and I guarantee you the crime situation will change. Why I can guarantee you that is because whenever the PNM and party the crime goes up, and whenever the UNCs and party the crime goes down, and with this new UNC Patriots and the kind of programs that Shanta and Anita Haynes and they would want to introduce into our education system, because I know there is where the thing is. All right, we have to start to catch them before. So what we are treating right now with the hard policing, everybody calling for hard policing, that's just the symptoms. We have to address the many causes in our education system and in our communities and our country at large. We have to attack this problem from the stages where it germinates. All right, and I know Para leading his team, they're going to sit down and they're going to review all of the reports, the Ryan report, all the reports, and we're going to come together and we're going to produce a tremendous policy. They are going to actually activate the National Youth Policy of Trinidad and Tobago. And I mean, I was part of the original team that formulated the National Youth Policy of Trinidad and Tobago, and I tell you, the reason why our country is in this state and the youth population is because no government really ever activated and executed the policy, the youth policy of Trinidad and Tobago. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much, and I want to encourage you, Saturday, God's willing, to go out and vote for the United Patriots. Do not put back the star team there, because it's going to be more of the same. The PNM is going to beat them again and again and again, and we cannot afford that, because our party will become even much weaker, and the PNM will be in power for such a long time, ladies and gentlemen. We will regret it tremendously. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, on the Saturday the 15th, go out and vote for the United Patriots to be the next NATEX. Okay, good night.